Good afternoon. I'm Mark Smithart, and I just wanted to come here today as first video I've ever done for any type of testimonial. And today I just felt in my spirit, felt in my heart that it's time to let the world know that there is a lifeline available to you if you are open to receiving. So let me just share with you quickly what I mean by that. With everything going on in my life as a 64-year-old man, single, divorced, 2 children, very happily successful with those 2 children, and the 2 children are doing very, very well and starting their own family. For me, there's a starting date and an ending date and a dash in between that represents what that life is all about. And there's ups and downs, as all of us know, and I've had plenty of my share of ups and downs and triumphs and defeats. Well, about 4.5 years ago, I felt like that life had changed. What I mean by that is, about 4.5 years ago, I received a lifeline, and that lifeline came in the form of my son making a 9-hour journey one direction to come locate me in Asheville, North Carolina. At that time, he was living in Collierville, Tennessee. I'd reached out to him and said, hey, by text, that something's not right about my health. I don't feel right. And he took it upon himself. I don't know why. He didn't even know at that moment where exactly I was. But he grabbed a friend and he drove 9 hours one direction. And when they arrived, they found me in a hotel room, unconscious, and I'd already defecated. They got me to the emergency room, and they did 5 different dialysis treatments and so forth. I had renal failure, and I was close to being death. Well, I recovered, and fortunately he brought me back to Memphis, and I continued to fully recover, and I have. So I'm a survivor of renal failure. And then again, about a year later, now 3.5 years ago, I was driving 9 hours back from Asheville back to Collierville, Tennessee to visit my son and hit my grandson and his wife. And I walked in the door after a 9-hour drive, walked in the door, said hello, and within 5 minutes of me being in that doorway, speaking to my son, I hit the floor. I had a left side stroke. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a left side stroke. I'm not laughing and grinning about it, but I'm grinning that there was a lifeline. He was right there. That stroke could have occurred anywhere on that 9-hour drive, but it didn't. It happened right there in his presence. And he took me to the hospital and stayed there for 25, 26 days and felt like I pretty much recovered. And then about 6 weeks ago now, I look back and I got another wake-up call. And that was in the form of a doctor, a cancer doctor, that stated to me one morning that, hey, I've got a death sentence. And that death sentence is that I've got 60 to 120 days to live if I don't do something about it. Stage 4 cancer, dual cancers. They're cousins to each other, but they're still 2 cancers at once. And the pain was severe, and the swelling was bad, and just everything that goes along with having cancer, you knew that it was severe. Obviously, I chose to do something about it, and I did. I started chemotherapy about 3 weeks later, and then about a week after I did that therapy, I received a true lifeline from a friend. His name is Brad Hager, and his wife is Marcia Hager, and they called me he called me. He'd already reached out just to say hello and see how I was feeling. But what he did was he did something that very few do. He didn't know that he had reached somebody who was ready to receive a lifeline. He shared with me about a product that him and his wife had discovered and helped get created and started, and they were getting ready to open up a company. And he thought it would help. And I said, Brad, all I can share with you, I don't need to know the ingredients. I don't need to know how it was formulated. I don't need to know all that stuff. I was just received a death sentence less than 3 weeks ago. You put it in the mail, you send it to me, and I'll take it. A death sentence is not an option. I am a survivor. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say that within 16 hours of me receiving that product, Sealy by Design, I cannot stress to you enough the feeling, the enormity of the emotion of in that moment, to recognize that I had not had one single pain pill in 16 hours. Not one single pill for my swelling of my joints or my gout that the chemo causes, or the nausea that comes with after you have chemo, and all the feelings of lethargic and just the negative mindset. And so I didn't, none of that, all that was gone. It was like a transformation had just occurred. I called Brad and I said, "You got to hear this. I don't know if this is true. I don't know whether, I know the cancer's not cured. I'm not saying it's cured, but what I do know is how I feel. I feel like a new person. I feel like that I can accomplish. I feel like I want to move forward. I feel healthy. I feel like I am a winner, a survivor." Ladies and gentlemen, that is my story. I stick to it, and you can get your wish, you can get your hope, you can get your lifeline. Just open yourself up to receive it. Thank you all. Later.